and do this show with us. Let's give a round of applause to the other co-creator of Beans on Parade, Buck Newman, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And an extra round of applause for the 20-plus minutes of show you've seen that got instantly discounted by Kyle. The show starts now. That's the way I like it. How's everybody doing tonight? Have you been asked that yet? Good. Excellent. You guys, I'm Buck. I don't know, any of you don't happen to know me. Buck is an uncommon name. People love to say, where'd you get a name like that? And I love to tell them, it's just short for Buckalus. It is. I love doing this show though, you guys. We came out here, we started doing this show. People were like, we want to have a good time. I was like, I think we could throw a good time, you know? We did the first show back in January, and it was a hit. And I flew out here, I drove home. I bought a minivan when I was out here, and road tripped it with my wife. Very long drive, as it turns out, from here to Phoenix, Arizona. Well, end of the first day, we ended up in Nashville, Tennessee. End of a long day. We're just looking for food to eat. And I've noticed over the course of this marriage that I've been in for 5 years now that my wife thinks that I'm very cheap in a lot of things. I'm frugal, that's a more polite way of saying it, I guess, but we're supposed to get some barbecue, and I'm driving around looking for parking in downtown Nashville. It's very hard to do on a cheap budget like I've got, and I'm looking for free parking, not finding it. Now, what I would normally do in this situation is continue to drive for as long as it takes and walk however far is necessary to get free parking. Now, anyone in here that's married knows that's not typically an option that's on the table after a long day of driving with your wife. So what I ended up doing is I pulled into this parking garage right across the street from the restaurant we were going to go eat at. And as I'm pulling in, I'm like, there's a valet attendant outside. That's a red flag, I do believe. I'm a blue-collar guy. I'm like, oh, I need some space to park this thing. Nobody has to park my car for me. Save the dough. And I'm looking around, and I notice there's also no pricing posted on this parking garage, which is a monstrous red flag. If they're not telling me how much it costs, I think it's safe to assume I do not want to afford it. People are up in the open about things that aren't exploitative, but I pull in anyway. So I'm trying to show my wife, I'm like, look, we're turning over a new leaf with this minivan. Life's gonna get better. Trust me, I didn't screw up on this. So we pull in, and we go and we eat our barbecue. You know, we're in the restaurant, and I can't get it off my head. I'm like, oh my God, how bad's this damage gonna be, you know? My wife sneaks off to use the restroom mid-meal, and I take the opportunity to ask the server, I'm like, do you happen to know how much it costs to park in that garage behind the restaurant? And she goes, oh God, no, the employees, we would never park in that. Well, that's a terrible sign, because my car's already in it. I owe somebody something, or I'm not getting their minivan back. So we finish up the meal, we go up, now we're in the car, and we're leaving. And I'm like, point of truth. Here we are, I'm at the machine, I slide the old ticket in there. 45 minutes we're in this place, and the thing goes, you owe me 36 bucks. Oh my God, I couldn't even believe it. And I was like, holy shit. But the gate's not going up. You know, I put my debit card in there, I'm like, I guess they got me on this one. I'm a little upset, but I did it to myself. $16. That's how much higher it was than the worst case scenario, I thought. Can't believe the people in Nashville, Tennessee. So I blacked out. To be honest, I don't even know what happened after that. I freaked out, and I just lost it. And I still to this day don't know what happened, but I'll tell you, when I came back around, I saw two things. My hand holding a freshly detached control arm to a parking garage, and the look on my wife's face, which at this point I would describe as equal parts panic and shame. I don't blame her. But I was like, okay, well, I've clearly committed a crime, and I'm looking at security cameras everywhere. There's valet attendants in my line of sight. I throw the parking arm down and just hit the gas. Like, I need to proactively resist arrest on this one. Because resisting arrest is terrible. When you get arrested, they take their freedom from you, you know? Like, you should resist that. I don't know why it's even a charge. It should just be assumed everyone will resist arrest. You never just voluntarily get arrested. And why is the original crime not enough, you know? You chased me all this way to get me in trouble for this parking thing. Seems like resisting arrest is superfluous at that point. You know? I'm already going to the clink. So I throw it down, hit the gas, I end up actually running it over, which to be honest felt very satisfying in the moment. But then I have to drive past the valet attendants, and my wife's covering her face, again with shame, and I just was waving out the window. Have a nice night, gentlemen. All calm and whatnot, throwing like the scent. And I look at my wife, I'm like, we gotta get the hell out of Tennessee. I can't be in Tennessee anymore. It's a very long state, as it turns out. We hit the gas, found ourselves in Oklahoma after that. And in Oklahoma, I don't know if you've ever been to Oklahoma, the whole state is road construction, from what I saw. Like all of it, straight through, for like 40, 50,000 hours. I don't know how long it takes to get to Oklahoma. It's very flat, under construction. And they got signs everywhere, and they're like, hit a road worker in Oklahoma, $10,000 fine. It's all threatening and shit, you know. You need to threaten me. Like, I'm already doing my best to not hit a road worker. You think I came all this way to start mowing down people on the clock? I got more heart than that. I was raised right. 10,000, and then it's like $10,000. That's, if we're really going to assign a dollar value to it, like just for perspective on the value of a human life, littering's like $500. It's like 20 littering fees. It's kill a person with your car. You know, and then if it's money that's stopping me from murdering people with my vehicle, it's pretty cheap, $10,000. I would just say, like, how about this? At the state line, I just dropped 20K. Like, I might be coming home this way, you know? Seems like a good deal. Certainly less expensive than parking in Nashville. So we got the hell out of Oklahoma, thankfully. And now we're going through Texas, and they got big signs for everything. Everything's huge. Big Texas fan, did I catch that?
Yeah.
Are you from Texas?
Yep.
Oh, wow. What part?
Austin.
Excellent. That's a good part to be from. One of 3 places I've enjoyed in Texas. The rest of them I just kind of drive through and kind of get bummed about how much it smells like oil. Not shit on Texas. I didn't come in here, you know, Austin's very nice. But the point is, we're in Texas, the signs are large. You get the big Texan, like, you can get a steak the size of a whole cow. Like, I don't know, how is that even possible? I think cutting the steak out of a cow? I see a sign that says, like, the knife guys. Swords, daggers, knives. I was like, all right, let's make a stop. I run in there and I'm like, hey, knife guys, give me a knife. They give me a knife, I'm like, I give you all your money. I robbed the knife guys with the knife they sold me. That's crazy. I gotta resist arrest again, you know? Texas. Finally caught up to me, you know? I'm like, I don't understand. Like, it's not enough that I've destroyed a parking garage, murdered a bunch of people on the road, and then robbed the knife guys. Why the resisting arrest too? You guys are awesome. That's my time. Give it up for your host, Kyle Honghorse.